Hello everyone, let's continue our discussion on long-running queries. This time we will talk about inefficient queries. So firstly, what does inefficient query mean? Inefficient query in SQL Server refers to a query that consumes excessive unnecessary resources such as CPU, memory, network, and these queries often lead to slow performance, timeouts, and unnecessary pressure on database server. In this session, I will discuss about one of the inefficient queries and how to make it efficient. Let's get started. Okay, I have this very much simple query to run, but this query is taking long time to finish. Okay, if I run this, okay, it keeps running, and it will finish in around 5 minutes. Okay, it's very much strange. So, but you can see while it is running, it is passing out the results, right? But it is not finishing. This is not final result. So my aim is to make this to find why this query is slow and find a way to improve it. For that, first of all, what I will do is I will stop this query. Okay, here, stop it. Then I will enable execution plans. Okay, so I will run this query again. After running this query, what you can see here, live execution plan, right? Okay, so you can track what is happening currently, right? So from here, what we can see is here, can you see? Clustered index scan. So it is constantly like getting the data, passing to compute scalar, then passing to next compute scalar, then passing to nested loop, right? Here we are getting the data from another orders table, right? And doing merge nested loop. Then we are passing to filter, right? Then we are coming to merge join here. And this merge join is happening with sorted data from here, okay? Then it is passing to select result, okay? The data is flowing something like that, okay? Flowing, and coming to select. And then we are little by little getting these results, right? These results, little by little. Now I understood, okay, we are constantly running, but if I pay attention to this clustered index scan and others clustered index scan, I am getting the data very much slowly. Can you see? Very much. It is just not so big data, but for some reason, my SQL server is getting the data from invoices table, orders table, very much slowly. Okay, so now I should find out why data flow is so much slow. Why data flow is so slow. For that, what I will do is next thing I will do, I will open a new query here, new query, and run select star from sysdm exec, okay, exec query and a plan query statistics, okay, query here a little bit statistics, yeah, statistics XML, okay, XML, and I will write down my session. What is this, my session? My session number is, okay, 63, right? 63. I will just down 63. Then I'll run this query. By running this query, I'm getting the in-flight data, in-flight execution plan. I'll click on query plan, okay? Click on query plan, and I will get this result. As you might pay attention, this result is very much different from from this live execution plan. Okay, from this live execution plan. So do not believe in so much this live execution plan. You should get the real in-flight in-flight execution plan. What I will do is right click this and go XML. Okay, XML, and I will go to here, wait stats, or you can see. So from here I can see there is a huge wait stat. Okay, we are waiting for with async network IO. Okay, async network IO. So this means that our query is slow. If you run a right click and properties and go to here, okay, here also you can get it. Okay, and query time stats, and if you come here we can see the whole elapsed time, and from here we are running on CPU only a small part. Okay, other time we are mainly waiting. It means we are waiting for something or someone. So what we are waiting for to get, if you click on wait time stats, you will get async network IO. Okay, this is a major wait we are experiencing. Now question comes, what is async network IO? This async network IO means we are waiting for the client to get the data from SQL Server. Let me explain it more detailed way. Suppose these are application and SQL Server database machines. Whenever application makes query request to database engine, SQL Server runs this query and starts to get target rows for application. Okay? When rows are found, they are firstly put in output buffer to send through network. When rows appear in output buffer, they are quickly sent to application, of course. But network has throughput limit. SQL Server cannot send all the data at once. Only data with packet limit size will be sent first. When acknowledgement is received for this specific packet, another next packet will be sent. When output buffer becomes free, SQL Server continues to put the data, rows to send, okay, to this output buffer. So this is a whole process of how applications receive data from SQL Server. Now suppose application is slow to get the data from SQL Server or does not acknowledge the data on time. In this kind of situations, data become accumulated in output buffer and output buffer becomes full. As a result, although SQL Server running fine, it cannot put the data to output buffer. And then SQL Server becomes slow with async network IO. Okay? In other words, there is no issue with SQL Server here. The issue is SQL Server is just waiting here for application server to get the data, but application is slow to get the data. So when async network IO happens, slow network or network interface cards can cause delays in network traffic. Secondly, client machine might be under stress with slow IO, high memory, or high CPU. Finally, inefficient queries. Some application clients request thousands or even millions of rows, then process the results by applying filters, sorting, or aggregations on application side. Large result set might lead to unnecessary network utilization and client application processing. As a result, application developers must carefully balance the processing between SQL Server and clients. Filtering or aggregations can be performed by SQL Server, and the final result set can be small. Okay, so in this kind of situations, you should limit the result set that arrives to clients. Any more computations of the data, presentation or formatting are more appropriate on the client side. Okay, so what might be the cause in our case? Network cannot be issue in our case because I'm running this query in SSMS inside database machine. I'm running the query locally. So Only second or third might be the issue in my case. So let's get back to our case. So to make it brief, I checked the CPU utilization and memory utilization and IO bottlenecks in my client server, application server. Okay. Then I found out that there are some pressure on CPU and there are some pressure on memory. Okay. Then I decided to increase memory and to increase CPU on application to process this huge number of rows which is being returned by this query. Then, but before doing that, I just wanted to confirm whether my query is efficient or not. Okay, so when I run this query, I found out that it is returning more than 1 million rows. Okay, more than 1 million. So then I understood that, or I don't need so many rows. I don't, my application does not need, SSMS does not need so many rows. Then I found out that actually I'm over processing unnecessary data in my query. Okay, so then I decided to make this query more efficient. How to make it? The first thing I will do is I will bring only necessary data in my case. Okay, I need data only for this specific date. Okay, and I will run this query. Then, after adding this where clause and only bringing only necessary data, right? My query improved a lot. Now it is finishing within seconds. Okay. Now I got these results, and it is very much fast. Okay. So can you see how important it is to get to make your query efficient? Okay. So to summarize, what I can summarize is whenever you face async network IO waits and your query is slow, try to think whether your query is efficient or not. Are you bringing all the necessary data or not? Right? So always try to avoid to bring unnecessary data to application. Okay, it will make your application slow, and it will put extra pressure on your application. Instead, just process every data on database side. Only get the results necessary data on database side and process it here. Okay, so this is a first way of dealing with a problem. And second one is, as you can see, I'm bringing all the columns, right? You can see I'm bringing all the columns. So I will try to make it more efficient. Actually, I just need only invoice ID for this specific date. So what I will make it, I will just invoice ID, okay, and run it. Okay, invoice ID, I think I should put il dot invoice ID. Okay, so I will run it. Okay, okay. After running it, my query becomes much faster. Okay, and because I'm just bringing only one column, necessary column, and you can see my query is performing very much. Okay, so I just want to summarize this session as whenever you run query, first of all, pay attention whether you are bringing enough, I mean, all the necessary data or not. And pay attention to the date, try to use where clause, okay? Try to only specify all the important columns, okay? Otherwise, you might face slowness, you might face async network IO, and yeah, it might make your queries in your application slow, okay? I hope that you found this session useful. See you in the next session.